Welcome back. Time now for a full look at weather with our chief meteorologist, Dan Cianca. Dan, I can't believe 4th of July is already around the corner. A lot of people probably going to be outdoors, and of course, we want them to stay safe this 4th.
Yeah, it's tough right now because it's going to be so hot and dry here over the next couple of days. Inland, right? On the coast, we're still in kind of this cooler, moderate weather that's much more enjoyable, I think, whilst people much farther inland are going to be dealing with the heat here over the next several days. But really not looking like a bad 4th of July. A lot of times we're stuck in the fog, and we may have a little bit of fog tomorrow to talk about, so let's get into it. Here's a live look from Domenico's on the Wharf. Looks like the tide is way up tonight. Not a lot of distance between the bottom of the deck there and the water. I guess it's probably pretty close to high tide. I think it's around 9 or 10 o'clock tonight. Either way, there's some water for you and some glowing lights, something to cheer you up on this Wednesday evening. Right now, we expect the fog to kind of stick around tonight. We do have some low cloud cover out there, some fog that rolled in out of the south today, and it's been pushing back in. Temperature is expected to stay in the upper 50s to low 60s around the bay tonight. We might see some spots dip into the mid 50s, but ultimately not a bad one. Let's take a look at some of the alerts though in place, because we have some updates for you from earlier today. And that is a change in our red flag warnings. The red flag warning for the Santa Cruz Mountains remains in effect through Saturday, okay? That means that conditions will remain hot and dry there and will be conducive for fires spreading rapidly if they start. We don't want that to happen, obviously, so don't cause them to start. And then the red flag, or the fire weather watch, excuse me, for the southern areas that are now filled in here in this magenta color, well, that has been upgraded to a red flag warning as well, but that doesn't go into effect until Friday, so just Friday and Saturday. So currently in effect all the way through Saturday. Here, just Friday and Saturday. With that said, fire danger is going to stay high pretty much inland throughout the next 5 or 6 days. Our heat alerts in place, well, we have that excessive heat warning for the Santa Cruz Mountains, Santa Clara County, the higher elevations of Monterey and San Bernardino counties, and that has been extended through next Wednesday. I think we'll be cooling down by then, but the Weather Service extended it through Wednesday. And then in the lower elevations, but maybe not all the way to the coast, is that heat advisory. So folks on the heat advisory, you know, if you're more sensitive to the heat, you may have some issues over the next couple of days. It's not looking too bad around the coast, to be honest, though. In fact, I've kind of lowered some of our coastal forecast temperatures, at least through tomorrow. Futurecast, the bigger picture is showing that ridge of high pressure off to the west right now. It is moving slightly to the north. As it does so, we'll start to see more of a deep offshore flow. It's not going to get all the way to the surface, so we're not going to have gusty offshore winds at the surface, which is what we worry about in the fall, especially when it comes to fire danger and also when it comes to extreme coastal heat. At the surface, I do expect that flow to remain onshore. It looks like the pressure gradient will stay onshore, but still, that's when will be the hottest, Friday into Saturday, with that ridge just sitting over the state. It's not going to be just here, too. So if you're thinking, well, gosh, I'll head to Redding to escape the heat on the Central Coast, or I'll head to Fresno, I'll head to Palm Springs. No. Yeah, it's going to be hot everywhere across the state, basically, as we head into the weekend. Fire danger is going to be high. It's possible we'll be dealing with smoke because of that fire danger. Lots of things to be watching for as we head into the weekend. Beyond that, though, we start to slowly cool down. It'll take a few days for that to happen. We'll notice it first on the coast with the return of more widespread low clouds as we head into midweek next week, and we'll be quite a bit cooler. Eventually, inland will cool down as well, but it's going to be a slow cool down, and that's why we're in trouble. Future track. I showed our in-house model earlier tonight in our 5 and 5:30 newscast, which was showing no cloud cover at all, no fog at all. That's what we're stuck with. So I switched models here. This one I think is being a little more aggressive with the fog. It is showing it filling the bay and pushing well inland overnight. I don't think that's going to happen, but I do think we'll see at least patchy fog around the bay overnight tonight, and then maybe a little bit of it hanging on tomorrow. The model still has it all over the bay all day tomorrow. I'm not really on board with that, but I think we may still see some patchy fog tomorrow afternoon on the coast. So if you live right near the beaches, you might see some fog. Any farther inland than that, you're not going to be dealing with it, though. So oftentimes on the 4th of July, we have fog, you know, well inland in the evening, and I don't think that's going to be the case. Temperature-wise, this is my forecast. I did cool us off a little bit in Santa Cruz County tomorrow, mostly in the 90s in the Santa Cruz Mountains. Don't have any triple digits right now. And on the coast, mostly 70s out there, Santa Cruz and Capitola, so not too terribly bad, but certainly warm. Watsonville to Salinas, upper 70s tomorrow. Castroville in the 60s, so you're still a little cool along the coast. Hot in the Santa Clara Valley when you're under that excessive heat warning. Hollister, still pretty warm at 94 degrees. We've been hotter, no doubt about it. Monterey Peninsula, I mean, looking great. Mid 60s to mid 70s, you can handle that. That's not an issue. And then down south, okay, yeah, we do have some hot spots down there. We did get into the 1-teens in some spots, even today, and we're going to stay there tomorrow. So if you're driving through Bradley and your car thermometer says 114, don't be too surprised. All right, let's look at that 7-day forecast now. We will see temperatures slowly heading up still on the coast through Saturday and then heading back down. I did see that increase in clouds as we head into early next week. And I still have breezy conditions, breezy onshore winds every day. Inland areas peaking on Saturday, 22 degrees above normal, then slowly cooling down as well. I've got windy every day, mostly for the valleys. I don't expect a lot of mountain winds or anything, which is where we're driest, but the valleys will see those winds every day, which is common in the summertime.